All right, let's revisit the 3 guard lineup. Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper.
You are Locked On Spurs, your daily San Antonio Spurs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Locked On Spurs, right here on the Locked On NBA Network. I'm your host, Jeff Garcia, Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. And as always, I'm glad to have y'all back. Thank you for subscribing to Locked On Spurs, wherever you get your favorite podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Ken's 5 Plus app, YouTube. Become an everyday or do that right now. Thanks for making Locked On Sports Podcast Network #1 in the nation. We definitely appreciate that. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONNBA. That'll get you $20 off your first purchase. We got a good show for you today. We got a roundtable episode. Yes, we're talking about 3 guards, right? I need to have 3 people, myself included. That's what we're going to do. We're going to revisit the 3 guard lineup. We have a sample size of what individually these players are doing this season, from Castle to Fox to Harper. And it looks like very, very soon, we're possibly going to see all 3 of them together. Castle had some interesting words to say about the 3 guard lineup. We're going to react to that. And then time permitting, crossing fingers, we'll get into some Locked On Spurs fan comments. So let's go and bring them on. Let's go and introduce first to the stage, Mr. Rudy Campos. There's Rudy. He's with Boxscore Studio. Make sure to follow him on X at Boxscore Studio. And still under the weather, but he's crawling out of it. You're doing better, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing better. My family, not so much. But
Ooh.
unlike Disturbed, I'm not down with the sickness. And but I'm doing better. I'm doing a lot better. Trust me.
Oh, I'm glad. All right. Well, welcome again. Make sure to follow him on X at Boxscore Studio. And last but not least, my good friend over at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Mr. James Pledger, the well-fed James Pledger, who was eating pre-show a little while ago. What is that? Is that your Darkwing? You doing the Darkwing?
Do I got to protect myself or like what's going on?
Yeah. I don't know if bacteria has found a way to crawl through the interwebs and get you.
I think Pledger was doing the Jeff Garcia.
The Darkwing.
Picture, the selfie.
So if we're doing a 3-house lineup, who's who in this?
Oh, okay. As far as what, nerdiness, or what do you want to go with?
I like Castle, Harper,
Okay.
Fox.
Well, Jeff's the oldest, so he would probably have to be Fox.
I have to be Fox. All right, I'll take Fox because I'm the oldest. So, who's the baby here?
I think Pledger is, man. I'm like 2 years younger than you, Jeff. 2 or 3 years younger.
Yeah, Pledger. No, Pledger's by your age, right? I think you're all the same.
I'm 44.
All right. Well, you're
right.
Harper. You got Harper there. You're Harper.
I'm okay.
By the way,
with
look at
Castle. Okay.
Yeah, you're good. By the way, look what I'm fiddling with, guys. The freaking biker scouts.
Oh man.
Bring back memories there. I thought he had the coolest look in the original.
We got that, and I'm fiddling with my little Rick and Morty scary Terry figure.
And Pledger is filling with. No, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there.
I've got a chicken tender.
All right, we'll count it. Count it. All right, guys. Real quick, everybody, make sure to follow Pledger on X at I am Pledger. Again, he's with San Antonio Sports Star. He's going to brag about that and so much more later on this episode of Locked On Spurs. Let's dive into it, guys. The 3 guard lineup. Now, before we dive into if it can work, will it work? Any hesitations? We have a sample size of what all 3 are doing this season. We got a good one already. We got some games from Harper. We got some games from Castle. We got some games from Fox. We'll start out with Fox. I think he's the easiest. At this point, Fox is Fox in his career. He's going to be that scorer. He's going to be that clutch player that he's been labeled as. And he's helping the team stay afloat without Victor Wembanyama in the last few games. I think there's been no surprise of what Fox can do. I'll start off with you, Rudy. No surprise with Fox, right? He is just basically De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, 24 points a game, 6 assists a game. Shooting right around 38% for 3-point range. Yeah. What you see out of Fox is what you're going to get out of Fox. He's been very consistent even in his time in Sacramento. So definitely no change in there. Could he get a little bit better? I'd say possibly, but you don't need him to be, close to 30 points per game or anything like that.
Yeah.
You just need him to kind of be consistent and fill in, especially when Wemby's not there.
Yeah. Pledger, you no surprise out of Fox so far?
Fox is exactly what I expected him to be to this point. He is fringe all-star type player with the way that he plays, and he can carry the load when players go down. So he has been every bit the revelation I thought he would be since coming to this team, and probably even more so. He's been a steadying force with this group, and I think that's been very, very important. So yeah, Fox is Fox, and he is going to kind of, by age, by his play, by everything, he is the de facto vet leader of this team.
Absolutely. And he is one of us too, guys. He's a big nerd. He's a huge, you guys have no idea how big of a nerd he is. I do. We had a pleasure. You will love this. We had a conversation about his top 5 DBZ fighters. Yeah, he gave me those. He has Weiss in there, Pleasure. He threw Weiss in there. What do you think?
As well he should.
Okay. All right, Pleasure. All right, count out, Pleasure. Pleasure flipping tables. As well he should. We should be in there.
As well he should.
Yeah.
You know, as far as Fox goes, I just want to ask you this. I mean, Pledge brought the veteran comment, and I was going to bring up veteran leadership too, but is it safe to say that he's not the most important veteran on this team? That's been Harrison Barnes this season so far.
Yeah. I've been loving Barnes this season. Seriously, from the way he carries himself on the court, off the court, and we say he's old. He's still relatively young, but what he does on that floor is just that steadiness. And you talk about clutch. He's been coming up clutch too for the Spurs when they're getting dicey on that court. Right. But that'll definitely be another episode of Locked On Spurs about the vet Harrison Barnes.
Let's talk about his importance too. I mean, let's not overlook he is one of, if not the best floor spacer this team has.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's shift gears now. Go to Stephon Castle. Hit with the injured bug a little bit, but he is back. And so far, so good. He's emerging, or he probably is already, a key piece of the Spurs moving forward in this new chapter of their franchise's history. Perimeter defense, check. Offense, check. But what I like most about Castle so far this season, I think is really what's standing out, is facilitating. I think Mitch Johnson said, he's hitting a lot of singles. So he's finding the right guy, on the court. And you see those assist numbers going up. So far for me, I love the assist numbers spiking. James, anything surprised you about Castle so far this season?
No, I mean, I expected him to take a growth after what we saw from his rookie year, where he won Rookie of the Year. Right. And I think he has taken the right steps to improve and become a better all-around player. There's still holes in his game that he needs to clean up. Mainly, you talk about the turnovers when the ball's in his hand. I mean, you talk about the assist numbers going up, so have the turnover numbers, and that's something he definitely has to clean up. But that's something when we get into this 3-guard lineup that I don't have an issue with because of the way this 3-guard lineup could potentially work.
Yeah, what do you like about Castle so far? Maybe you don't like so far from him, Rudy.
The obvious thing that you don't like about him right now is he's still shooting relatively low behind the arc. In the offseason, he really did work on that 3-point shooting. We saw, the clips, and I know people say gym workouts with nobody in it don't really mean anything, but just working on a steady jump shot is what you want to see. He figured that it would be a little bit better, but again, he's been injured by the injury bug, so he hasn't played a whole lot of games. That should improve, but honestly, it's straight up the assist, which you mentioned. I mean, to be a facilitator when you don't have to be a facilitator is nothing but positives, especially from Stephon Castle, because you see him slashing to the basket. He's looking out for Barnes. He's getting the ball back out when he's getting to the rim. He's making smart decisions. The turnovers, I think they're going to come down a lot more, especially if he's in the game with both Harper and Fox at certain times. It's going to be the ball's going to be out of his hands a whole lot, but let's not overlook this. Averaging a 1.6 steals so far in those 14 games. That's up from last season. So again, his defensive presence is what's going to cause a lot of havoc for the opposing teams.
One thing that does not get shown on the stat sheet is the dog in him. I like that dog in him. There was a play, Pledger. I don't know if you saw in the recent game.
That's not true. On X, I saw an X-ray and there was a dog in his chest.
Oh, it must be real. It came from Twitter or X now. Yeah, exactly. But there was a play against the Pelicans, I believe, where he missed a shot and he followed his shot, not like the fundamental thing. Okay, go follow your shot. He shot into the paint and took on 2 Pelicans players. and like ripped that rebound from them and got back up and got the foul. And you see that frustrated look in his face, not only because he missed the and one, but the fact that he missed a shot. I think that type of mentality, that dog mindset, I think that's awesome from him, Pledger.
It's just a hustle mindset, and it's what we saw from him in UConn. It's what we saw from him his rookie year. When he's on the court, he's playing all out, and he's doing the right things. He is following his shots. He is mad at himself when he commits turnovers, and you can tell that there is an intensity to his game, but also a focus on the little things that go along with being a great player. And I think that's one of the reasons, San Antonians love him as a player, and they have accepted so well and been receptive to him as early as they have. But at the same time, just you can see the work ethic within him and how it pays off by what he does on the floor.
Absolutely. All right. Well, there's a quick little summation of the three guards so far this season, how they've been doing individually. A lot of good, a little bad, but not too good. But now the big question, can they put it together? Because that's on the horizon. There's a big chance that all three could be on that court. Hasn't happened yet, but we'll see. After knowing exactly what they can do individually so far, can they put it together? Let's talk about that coming up next right here on Locked On Spurs with Mr. James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star and Rudy Campos of Boxscore Studio. Let's talk about Game Time World Cup draw. The World Cup is coming back to North America for the first time since 1994, and with 48 teams for the first time ever, it's going to be massive. But let's be honest, getting tickets usually is going to be the hardest part. That's why the Game Time app is clutch, finally giving fans a real advantage when it comes to snagging seats. With Game Time, you can track price drops in real time, get alerts when great seats open, and buy tickets in the moment they hit the app. It puts the power back in your hands and makes going to the World Cup realistic instead of impossible. Pull up the app and the layout. It'll make it so simple to scroll through matchups and compare seat views. Pick a game, tap a section. You have your tickets locked in within minutes. No confusion, no hunting for fine print. The seat view feature is a game changer. You'll literally see what the pitch looks like from your exact seat before you buy. Prices include fees up front, which you're going to love. No last second surprises at checkout. And you get alerts for teams and matches that make it easy to grab tickets the moment they drop instead of missing out. Take the guesswork out of buying World Cup tickets with every match, concert, or event with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, download the app, make an account, use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go, Game Time. New year, new systems, and this time is the time when a lot of us looked at the messier parts of running a business and think there has to be a way to get better, and there is. Today's episode is brought to you by Quo, spelled Q-U-O, the smarter way to run your business communications. If you're ready to make your workday smoother and keep customers connected without the headaches, Quo makes upgrading your setup easier than ever. A streamlined system takes a big difference when communicating with customers. Having calls, texts, voicemails in one clean view keeps everything organized and helps you stay responsive. Being able to share one team number makes it so much easier to make sure nothing gets missed. AI summaries and call login can feel like having an assistant keeping track of every detail. And surprisingly easy. You can work from your phone, computer, keep your existing number, add a teammate in minutes. Make this year where no opportunity and no customer slips away. Try Quo for free plus 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/LockedOnNBA. That's QUO.com/LockedOnNBA. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers. That was not a picture of the Iceman. That was actually Pledger on the court. He's cold. Pledger. By the way, Iceman, right? He has that next level gene in him, right? Like he's Omega threat level, right? Has that been established?
Yeah, Iceman's in an Omega level. Yeah.
Okay. We don't really get to see him wild out though, do we? At least I haven't seen him wild out and show.
I mean, in the comics, it's shown more so than on TV or in the cartoons. But yeah, I mean, he's done some impressive feats in the comics.
Kind of like Rudy Campos, right? Yeah, I heard you could do some impressive feats on the court too.
No, I mean, I've never said that I've done it or I haven't done it.
Yeah.
Just like Will Chamberlain's 100-point game, there's really no video of me doing all the stuff I've talked about, but it has happened. It has happened.
All right. All right. We're talking about the 3-guard lineup. It's on the horizon. Could be coming up very soon. Can all 3 of those young guards, well, yeah, Fox is still young, get on the court and play together? Now, let's start it off with what Castle had to say about that. So after the game versus the Pelicans, he had an interesting quote. He was asked about the 3-guard lineup on the horizon. Here's what I have to say, guys. Put it on the screen here for you. Quote, "It shouldn't be too hard. We have a great IQ just out of us 3. So just being able to find space on the floor where we all can operate should be pretty simple." He's saying it's going to be a simple task for all those 3 guys to coexist on the court. Rudy, is he right or wrong? Do you think it's going to be a simple task for all 3 to play together?
When he says it's a simple task, I cannot disagree with him at all. I mean, you've got 2 prolific ball handlers in De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper. Stephon Castle is going to, like you mentioned earlier, going to be that dog on the court. He doesn't need the ball in his hand. And if he does, I mean, again, he's going to get to the rim. He's going to have 2 shooters, maybe 3 with Barnes out there if you put him out there. It's a trio that's going to work, and it's a trio that I've talked to you about in the summer, this past summer when they drafted Harper. I said they should go with a 3-guard lineup with those 3 guys because you're not losing anything. Offensively, you're getting guys that can get to the back, that get to the bucket, they can score, they can shoot. Defensively, you're still getting 3 really good perimeter defenders. So to me, that is their strongest guard lineup, and it's going to be pretty exciting to see those 3 guys on the court, hopefully sometime soon.
Pledger, do you agree? Disagree? It's going to be that simple?
Yeah, it's going to be super simple. And look, that same post game, I believe that was Pelicans post game that Steph mentioned that after his first game back. Dylan Harper was also asked about the 3-guard lineup and talked about how scary it could potentially be. And he also mentioned, because he was asked about hitting that big shot towards the end of the game and how it differed from earlier in the season. And he talked about, his growth, what he'd learned so far, taking what he'd learned so far and applying it to this part of the season and trusting in the process and what he had learned to this point. And it just goes to show, Harper's basketball IQ. We already knew Stephon Castle had a pretty high basketball IQ, especially on the defensive side. And we know Fox, being a vet, has a very high IQ. So the way that it's not just that it will work, it's how it will work, because the 3 guards all bring something different to the table. You have, like Rudy mentioned, and like you and I have talked about this offseason after Harper was drafted, and if something like this could work. We also talked about this over the summer. And I told you I likened it to the Warriors' death lineup, right? It's not something they did a lot. It's not something that they did for long stretches in a game, but when they did, they killed teams in their plus minus with it because it was unguardable, because you didn't really have a chance to adjust to it before they had already overwhelmed you like a tsunami, just a wave that crashed down on you. And before you knew it, you were down 20. And this can have a similar effect in the sense of not just the shooting, but if you do this 3-guard lineup right, these 3 are very intelligent because they're 3-point guards. One of them is a legacy player who has grown up knowing the NBA game because of his dad, and Dylan Harper. You've got an actual NBA vet in De'Aaron Fox who is very knowledgeable. And you have another young, high IQ player in Stephon Castle. And when you combine those 3, one doesn't need the ball all the time, but if they're trying to force the ball out of one or the other's hands, you have another capable ball handler on the floor. So you can't do that very well and expect to exploit taking the ball out of one of the guards' hands, because you have 2 others that can effectively either initiate the offense or get the ball where it needs to go on the floor. And on top of that, if you pair them with, like you said, mentioned Harrison Barnes, I say Kelly Olynyk, or when Victor Wembanyama comes back, you have the floor spacing available to where I know those 3 guards together aren't great from the perimeter, but they're all smart enough to know how they like to get to their spots on the floor. They also know how the other guards they're playing with want to get to those spots on the floor. And I think with their IQ and knowing that about each other and how the offense can and should space itself, especially if you put the Barneses, the Wembys, the Olympics out there with them, it allows the space on that floor to open up to where having 3 slashers isn't necessarily a bad thing. And it's a lineup that can do a lot of damage, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
Rudy, I was gonna. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Rudy.
I wanted to say for the kids out there that maybe think, well, has this ever worked before? I mean, YouTube's a fantastic thing to go to. Go YouTube, and this is probably the last time I've seen a guard trio like this. Go look up the old days of Run TMC with Golden State, and you had Mitch Richmond, Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin in that backcourt. I mean, it's almost identical, and they gave fits to the entire league. If they had a legit big man, you're probably talking about a Golden State team that was in that championship contending, every single year. But that trio of guards, and people say Mullin's a small forward. I mean, back then he played like a guard, man, and then he would come off the bench with a Sharutas Marshallonis. They had those 3 guards everywhere, and they just ran teams to death. That's similar to what the Spurs can do to teams, just run them out of the building and tire them out.
Rudy, are we worried about the and James just spoke about it right now, about the lack of consistent perimeter shooting from these 3 fellas?
No. It's going to be so wide open. You're going to get guys cutting to the basket. You're either going to have to protect the rim or you're going to have to protect the perimeter from shooters like, Wemby, who can't knock down the 3. Harrison Barnes has just been on fire. Let's not pretend De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper are not shooters. They can shoot the rock. So, I mean, you're surrounding yourself with those 3 guards with 2 that can shoot and 2 more players that can shoot. Olynyk can shoot the ball. I mean, this is a lineup that Mitch probably needs to circle and at least play it once every game to see how it's playing out. But yeah, there's no issues with this lineup at all.
Yeah, here, Pledger, I'm gonna throw something at you. So the other day we were talking about Harper on the Locked On Spurs Roundtable, well, squad show, I should say. And in every quarter, whenever the quarter is 3 minutes or less, Harper, his shooting field goal percentage shoots up to 46%. He loves those crunch time, close game moments, shot clock on the line. I think he definitely mans up for those type of situations there. So yeah, I see him, Harper, just his attacking, his willingness to take the shot when the game was on the line. We saw that recently. I guess the Pelicans, clutch shooting. We were saying it's going to work. Do you foresee anything that could possibly trip all this up?
Yeah, there's obviously a trip up to this lineup, and that trip up is who's on the floor with this 3-guard lineup. Obviously, if you start putting, Jeremy Sohan and other non-shooters surrounding it, all of a sudden the spacing becomes a little clunky and it probably doesn't work as well as it could. But I mean, yes, there's a downfall to any and every situation you could think of with a lineup, and it all goes down to the cohesion of said lineups, which is so important when you talk about, Pop would always tinker with his lineups throughout the season, especially during the championship years, to find out what worked best, what didn't, why. And that's how we initially came to the gelling of the rotations that he got into. There's going to be some tinkering with this lineup, I would think, and to kind of see what works best. Is it Barnes playing the 5 and Devin Vassell playing the 4? Is it Wemby playing the 5 and Vassell to keep it small? Do you keep Barnes out there? Like, what is the lineup? Do you put Keldon in here to go with that small, big body? The way that he plays bigger than his size. Like, there's going to be tinkering, but I do think there are faults to this lineup, and the faults are if you're trying to pair them with people that won't effectively space the floor or clutter what they're trying to do, because I think those 3 together know where they're trying to get on the floor. So it's okay for those 3, but you need people around them that can provide that space that opens up the middle for them.
What about you, Rudy? Do you think anything could trip all this up?
It just comes down to what Pledge kind of said. It's kind of the spacing part. I mean, who are you going to be able to put with those lineups? Ideally, the best lineup with that 3 guard is one that's going to lose a lot of size. I mean, you're probably going to want to go with a Barnes and a Vassell to kind of keep that spacing there. But then again, you don't have anybody over 6'8", 6'9" in that lineup. So obviously you're going to want to have a 4th player in there that is a space eater. Whether it be Barnes, whether it be Vassell. I mean, even at this point, if Lindy Waters can start knocking down 3-pointers,
Julian Champagne would fit the
Champagne would be another one. But somebody that can shoot that, space the floor, shoot that 3 ball. And then, of course, you need a big man in there. Cornette, you need somebody in there, mainly for the pick and roll. Vic would be a nice addition on the pick and roll with that 3-guard lineup, pick and pop type of stuff. So I see there's some negatives to it. But the good thing about it is the Spurs have the personnel to kind of make this guard lineup work. So it's just a matter of Mitch Johnson just doing it and just getting out there, seeing how it rolls. You got to remember too, man, a lot of these NBA teams, there's positionless basketball, but a lot of them, they're kind of getting away from these small ball lineups.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect time to take advantage of a situation like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And
just to add to that, it's a perfect chance to weave Bob when the rest of the league is weaving away from the small ball lineup because of a player like Victor Wembanyama, because he is so versatile in what he does and his ability to not just space but also play down low now, as we've seen early in the season before his injury. These are things that can help make this 3-guard lineup work a little bit better than what we're used to seeing with small ball, because when you have a guy like a Victor Wembanyama and a Harrison Barnes or a Devin Vassell, whatever the 5th guy that you put in those 3 guards with Victor Wembanyama, it makes it more cohesive in a fact of they can't go big on you and punish you because you have Victor Wembanyama, who is the ultimate eraser defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't wait for that guy. He's going to get back on the court. Hey, let's take a break. When we get back, let's continue this conversation. Hopefully, we got time for a Locked On Spurs fan comment. We're talking about the 3-guard lineup. Will it work? We're all saying that it probably will, and more than likely will. Sorry, NBA. I don't know. It's enough to stop the Thunder at this rate. But
hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. All right, when we get back, let's talk about more about the 3-guard lineup right here on Locked On Spurs. Guys, it's 2025, almost 2026, and those days of waiting for something to become a full-blown emergency before you see a doctor, they're over. No more walking it off for 6 months. No more pretending that weird shoulder stiffness is just sleeping wrong. It's time to make your health seriously, and ZocDoc makes it easier than ever. Because staying healthy is more than hitting the gym or eating right. It's actually about getting things checked out when something feels off. Using ZocDoc scheduling is so easy. Search for in-network doctors and book in the right app. Real appointments times are listed, including same-day visits. No more back and forth phone calls or waiting weeks to be seen. Super helpful for routine checkups and those little issues you've been meaning to get checked out. Lets you compare providers using real patient reviews, not ads. Makes it simple to keep your health a priority even with a busy schedule. I've used it to schedule appointments quickly when I didn't want to wait weeks. It helps you stay on top of your health before something becomes a bigger problem. The app is quick, clean, honestly removes all the stress of finding the right doctor. Stop putting off your doctor appointments and get the care you need. Go to ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA to find an instantly book and a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA, ZocDoc.com/LockedOnNBA. Thank you for making Locked On Spurs your first listen of the day, and thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. You already live your team every day. Now take it up a level and go ad-free. Join the Everydayer Club today and get Locked On Spurs with no interruptions, members only, Discord access, and so much more. All for just $5 a month or $50 a year. Check the link in the show notes to learn more. Is that Miles Morales doing the D Brown? Probably doing the D Brown, man.
Was that a carnageized Miles Morales?
I think it was, yeah. And what was Rhino doing in there? Rhino's a random Rhino there in the stands. We are back right here on Locked On Spurs. Joe Bomb Pleasure with San Antonio Sports Star. Follow him on X at I Am Pleasure. And the man in the middle, you see him on your screen. That is Mr. Rudy Campos. He is on Boxscore Studio. More on those two guys and what they're doing in just a few seconds. We're talking about the 3-guard lineup. In the last segment, we said, yeah, it's going to work. There might be some issues from floor spaces, Pleasure highlighted, and to lineups that need to be out there, as Rudy highlighted. But, guys, there's been reports surfacing recently from Tim McMahon of ESPN saying any trade talk involving San Antonio do not include Castle and Harper. They are off limits, off the table. Rudy, I'm gonna start with you because you're not afraid to even trade Tim Duncan. We had you on record here. You said you were willing to trade Tim Duncan.
Not afraid to open conversations of it. not be untouchable and not trade him, but he's not off the table if you're willing to be stupid.
Rudy, what do you think about that? These reports that are surfacing that Harper and Castle are untouchable, off limits.
So the reports are, I would say the reports are true, but there is an asterisk on there. I mean, you can't say any player is untouchable. Even Stephon Castle, hey, I get it. Rookie of the year, probably going to be, second fiddle to Victor eventually. Mm-hmm. But the thing you've got to understand is who is that player on the other side of the trade? I mean, if it's a player that's young enough to come in and is instantly going to make your team that much better, I mean, you don't hesitate. A la a guy that James Pleasure and I have talked for many years about is if Danny H calls and says, I've got Laurie Markkinen, but I was one Castle.
Don't get Pleasure all worked up now.
No, I'm just saying there's a reason. There's reasons why everybody's available in the NBA, whether you're a Hall of Fame guaranteed player or you're the 12th man on the bench. Everybody's available. But again, if they're untouchable, yeah, I get it. But if you're going to call me with a sweet deal and it's going to make me better now and for the next 10, 12 years, hey, man, you've got to do it. Hey, shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. They traded their best player when they needed and built a dynasty. So goodbye, Herschel Walker. If the player at the other end is the Laurie Markkinen or somebody of that place, hey, Stephon, I love you to death. But, hey, man, we gotta get some titles back here.
See, now Pleasure's going to break out his Laurie Markkinen jersey that he has handy.
Laurie Markkinen Spurs jersey that he
his custom name Markkinen.
I had it custom made like 7 years ago. Back when he was still with the Bulls.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was with the Bulls. Yeah,
I had it made when he was a Wildcat at Arizona, so that's how long
Pleasure, what do you think? Completely off limits, the pair of young guards?
I don't ever think anyone's completely off limits. If you say people are off limits, you're not doing your due diligence as a GM, because you never know when somebody's willing to be stupid, a la the Dallas Mavericks. So you always have to at least try, whatever it may be, and if somebody approaches you with a ridiculous offer, then yeah, cool, I can make that. But I understand the principle of, we're not willingly, especially for a Giannis Antetokounmpo, including Dylan Harper or Stephon Castle to get any deal done. We've got all the picks in the world. We've got other young assets. We have the things that you could potentially need. Right now, our focus is on building around Steph Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Dylan Harper, and Victor Wembanyama. That's our goal as an organization. If you want to do something that makes us open our eyes to move off of one of these guys, that's great. But I also understand, especially because this all boils and centers around Giannis Antetokounmpo talks for the most part. He doesn't fit. Like, if you trade for Giannis, you've got to match some salary. If you match salary, you're having to give up players like Harrison Barnes to make that work. And by doing that, all you're effectively doing is getting rid of one of the one thing that's already kind of a weakness on your team in floor spacing, and bringing in another player who doesn't fit in terms of being able to space the floor. So, like, I love Giannis. Seeing him and Wemby together would be freaking cool. but you have to build it the right way. And by trading for him, especially mid-season, you can't build a championship contender with those two by shipping out what you'd need to ship out to make it work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting to see just how untouchable those two guys are as the season moves forward, or just the future. I mean, the plans, what if it doesn't work out in the next couple of years? What if they're still just knocked it on a first round exit or a second round exit, and that's it? Just haven't really progressed. Do they make a move to push for a megastar like a Giannis, as we saw a little while ago? All right, Rudy. So we got the three guards. You are Mitch Johnson, and all three of them come up to you and say, "Hey, coach, we want to go out there. Who's the point guard? Who's the off guard? And where does the other guy go?"
Well, easy. Stephon Castle is not handling the ball at all. I mean, he's going to be pretty much your off guard. So the way I look at it is, I would rather have Dylan Harper as my other off guard, De'Aaron Fox as my point guard. Dylan Harper, I love when he gets to the basket. He cuts to the basket. He can finish a lot more smoother than De'Aaron Fox. I think with Dylan Harper also, his jump shot is getting to be a little more consistent. So I love Dylan Harper to be an off guard. So yeah, De'Aaron would be my point, and the other two guys would be my off guards.
Pleasure.
Yeah, I mean, until otherwise, that is it. And Harper is my secondary ball handler behind Fox, with Castle playing the true off guard position. But as a matter of fact, like, I don't have a set lineup like that. Like, I know how I kind of want it to go, but I let those three guards out on the court and let them know the defense dictates what your position is, what your role is, because I trust the three of you with your basketball IQ to understand that. So what I'm going to do is roll it out there. And if they're trying to stop Fox from getting the ball or initiating the out, cool, Harper, take over. If they're trying to keep it out of both their hands and they want Steph to be the primary initiator, then cool, I can do that too. But it's dictated on how the defense approaches you. And the defense dictates how you guys respond to that, because I trust in you and your basketball IQ.
Yeah, I know his turnovers are a little high, but I personally would have Castle at the 1, and something about Fox at the 2 I like. I don't know what it is. I think he seems to be a little bit more effective at that point. I got to look at some numbers. And I will have Harper as the guard as well, the backup guard. But I know for sure, but I know if I had to like put pen to paper and submit here's my three guys and here they're going to start, I'll have Pleasure at the 2. I'll have Rudy at 1, and I'll be the backup to you guys. How about that?
I've played point guard pretty much my entire life. So yeah, I can do that.
I can see Pleasure with a mean first step. You got a good first step?
I did. I had a great first step. I was more of a facilitator though.
Same here.
Yeah, but see, I'm looking forward to seeing when all three get out there. I think it's going to be fun. All Spurs fans, everyone's going to be excited for it to see if it works. Maybe it's kind of clunky at first. I could see them maybe overthinking, like, oh, I don't want to be looked at as the ball hog. No, I'm going to defer to you, Fox. And Fox, no, Harper, you go. I think you might see a little bit of that to start, but eventually they're going to find a groove. And you're right, the death lineup, that could be it. Those
it's basketball, man. They've been playing it their whole life. Yeah. They know what to do once they get on the court. So I don't think it'll be that clunky. I think it'll actually be pretty smooth, because Harper and Castle, especially with their time, at least Castle's time in the NBA to this point, and Harper's time both at Rutgers and here, has shown they know how and when to kind of play off and on ball. So I think it would be a seamless transition for them to be able to initiate like that.
Yeah, Rudy, you heard it from Castle a little while ago. He says it's going to be simple. We'll see how simple it will be. Guys, I appreciate y'all taking time out here. We don't have time for Locked On Spurs fan comments. We're up against the clock. We'll get it tomorrow. But nevertheless, pleasure, Rudy. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us here, Locked On Spurs.
You hear that, fans? Jeff hates you. He doesn't want us to answer your question.
I see. Just stirring that pot.
Hey, it's not always the greatest thing. I get on those shows, and man, some of these questions
Rudy gets a lot of pushback. He's going to get pushback for wanting to trade one of the two guys. So
well, see, that's the problem is people look at the headline, the clip of yes, I would trade Tim Duncan without the context or the substance of no one's off the table because you never know when somebody's going to offer you something stupid.
Pleasure.
So you can't have anyone off the table just because it's you're not doing your due diligence as the GM. You got to take the whole thing in its context, not the clip headline.
Pleasure. One time I did it to Rudy. When I asked him first, I go, "Hey, do you mind if I clip this out and just put it out there?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't care. Just do it." And I did it. And he got the business that day.
Of course you did.
That was
because there's no context other than I would trade Tim Duncan.
that was the who would you take, Tim Duncan or Nikola Jokic? Time. And I said, man, Duncan, Duncan in his prime, there's no doubt
he
about
was
it.
A beast.
But
holy cow,
Jokic! I mean, to build a team around, I probably would have take Jokic in their prime, and I said that's what got me in trouble. But like
it's really close.
It's close.
Like the basketball side leans Jokic slightly just because of everything that he does, but I also have concerns about Jokic's heart desire and want to play for a long time once he gets past his prime. And Tim was just a savant at figuring out how to extend his prime and continue to play elite basketball. I have concerns about Jokic caring to do that or just saying, I'm going to go be with my horses in Serbia now.
Yeah. Maybe they should just motivate Joker with a big horse at the end of the season. Every year you get a new horse.
Every year you win a championship, we give you a horse.
Yeah, give you a horse. That'll work. Hey, I cannot end this show without a little bit of nerd comment. And guys, I finally got around to seeing the latest Superman movie.
It's about time.
I didn't like it.
I finally saw it too. And I'm going to say, you warned me, you said going with low expectations. And I went in so low in my expectations. I actually really liked it. I mean, it was a good one.
Look, it is the best Superman since probably Christopher Reeve. Like this, he is so righteously good.
Oh, okay.
He wants to do good above all else. And Cavill was kind of that, but there wasn't that hard edge to Superman in the comics, that Snyder tried to portray. And this is, him going out of his way to save a squirrel. That's freaking Superman.
Yeah, that's Superman.
He wants to do right beyond anything else.
I like the actor who portrayed Luthor. I didn't like. Are spoilers allowed at this point now? I mean, is there a time?
Yeah, it's been out forever.
Okay. I didn't like that he cried at the end. That's not Luthor. Luthor doesn't cry. He's a breakdown like a baby.
I mean, you've got to look at it too. It's everybody sees Lex Luthor and Joker and all these people as the true villains and the true hard asses that they are. But what's good about DC and what they did is that it shows that side of Luthor that he is human at the end of the day. I mean, you don't ever get the human side of Lex Luthor, and I actually appreciated that they did something like that.
Nah, you could argue that Superman is more human than Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
You know what? I also disappointed in Bizarro. That's not the Bizarro we know. That's not him. He was an Omni-Man. Omni-Man was not Bizarro. I just wanted that. If I felt that Gunn was going to go to the source, and I was a little disappointed in some things I saw.
First off, James Gunn's not. I don't like anything that James Gunn does comic wise. Guardians of the Galaxy was good, but I mean, it goes back to the Transformer days and everything, the G.I. Joe days. How hard is it to watch the 80s cartoons, mimic what they're doing, put it on the big screen? I mean, it's not, you give me Optimus Prime and, the 18-wheeler with the flames and all. It's easier to give me Optimus Prime in the blue and red than it is and make me feel like this is perfect cinema right here. So, I don't know. I mean,
I also didn't like how the portrayal of Hawk Girl. I think that's not Hawk Girl. Hawk Girl's not some lazy girl on the couch just doing whatever, with that kind of attitude.
He nailed Guy Gardner.
Nailed Guy Gardner. Yeah, Guy Gardner nailed it. I think that's more Nathan Fillion, though. I mean, he just nailed it.
He's a nerd.
Yeah, he is a nerd, so he knew what he was doing. You want a recommendation of a series? Go watch Welcome to Derry.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Derry is fantastic.
God, I mean, bravo. There's not been one episode where I finished and I'm like, oh, that sucked. No, I'm like,
Stranger Things season 5 was it was also gas. The first part of it that dropped on Thanksgiving, freaking gas.
Yeah, I have not seen it yet. It's on my list of to do, but I have to finish out Derry. And that was your nerd segment right here on Lockdown Spurs. There we get all three of us together. It's gonna happen.
You never ever stay on Spurs stuff. You never do.
James, we need you to brag about the Star, man.
Hey, San Antonio Sports Star 941 FM. We keep you going all day long, starting Monday bright and early, weekdays, the morning huddle. AJ Hoffman, Rob Thompson, get you going from 6 to 10. Of course, the Blitz, the show I produce from 2 to 6 with Jason Minix and Joe Reinagle. And of course, I take you home from 6 to 7 with extra innings with Pledge. Plus, we're your home. Like if you're have to be out, you're missing college football games, you're missing bowl games, you're missing college football playoff games, you're missing NFL games. We've got them. Like we've got the college football bowl season. We've got the college football playoffs. We're the home of the Aggies as they make their way through the playoffs. We are the home of the NFL. We're going to have all the Monday, Thursday, Saturday games, Christmas games, the Sunday night games. We're the home of the Cowboys. So we have every Cowboys game. Like if you have to leave the house for whatever reason, we will keep you informed as to what's going on in the game.
It sounds like it and then some. But yeah, you guys are doing a freaking great job over at the Star, man. Keep it up, everybody. My best way to go check out Pledger and the crew, just go to YouTube. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Go to their page and you can check out their show. So, James, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to join us. Rudy, what's the Boxscore, man?
Yeah, so Boxscore Studio, be sure it's the rebrand of Sweep the League. So go to YouTube, search Boxscore Studio TV. Hit the subscribe button. Those shows are coming out weekly now. Also, catch me on the Sports Answer on Answer Now TV on YouTube. That comes out every single Sunday. We don't broadcast games like Pledge does because we don't have that kind of thing going there. But we do cover the games as well, and we give a shout out to the Sports Star. They do a fantastic job up there. Yeah, Boxscore Studio TV on YouTube, and also the Answer Now TV on YouTube. You can catch me there, both stations. So yeah, definitely.
All right, way to go, Rudy. Go check out Boxscore Studio. Follow them on X, or it's you or them, or the crew. Just go to Boxscore Studio.
Yeah, it's me. It's everybody too. It's me.
All right, everybody. Hey, everybody else, we thank y'all for making Locked On Spurs your first listen each and every day. For individual, wherever you get podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Campos, plus app, YouTube. You know what to do. That is go subscribe ASAP. And once again, we thank y'all for making the Locked On Sports Network #1 in the nation. Hey, we have something else called the it's a new thing we're doing here on Locked On Network. It's called the NBA Everydayer Club. You go subscribe. The best way to do is just go to the Locked On website, and you'll see there it's called the Everydayer Club. Basically, you can get ad-free episodes, so much more. Again, go to Locked On Podcast website for more information. Do that ASAP. So for James Pledger of San Antonio Sports Star, Rudy Campos of Boxscore Studio, I am Jeff Garcia. We're going to put a lock on this episode of Locked On Spurs.